So in my last video, I ranked the top 25 players in college basketball so far this season, but today I wanted to talk about the National Player of the Year race that we have developing and rank all of the top candidates who could win the Wooden Award at the end of the year. But before we get into the rankings, if you enjoy the content, please consider dropping a like on the video and subscribing to the channel. And now, let's jump into it. And starting off the rankings at number 15, I have Thomas Haugh from Florida, as he has been the Gators' best player to start this season and is a big reason why they haven't fallen even further as a team this season. He's putting up 17.5 points, nearly 7 rebounds and 2.5 assists, and almost 2 steals per game, while shooting an efficient 57.5% from the field right now. And we saw the potential he had last season, and he has not disappointed so far this year. Haugh doesn't need the ball to impact the game, and his physical defense and willingness to do the dirty work consistently set the tone for the Gators night in and night out. And Haugh's overall value to this Florida team is a big reason why I have him in the National Player of the Year conversation, as he has been the foundation of Florida's success so far this season. And just in front of Haugh at number 14, I have Iowa's Bennett Stirtz, and the Drake transfer has taken over at Iowa this year and is a big reason why this team finds themselves ranked in the top 25 right now. Stirtz is averaging 18 points and 5 assists while shooting 41% from 3 and has been one of the best point guards in all of college basketball so far this year. Stirtz is responsible for nearly all of Iowa's offensive creation, serving as the primary scorer, playmaker, and floor spacer. And while matchups against elite defenses have been challenging at times for him, as it seems like they just key in on Stirtz, his efficiency and composure still stand out to me. And late in possessions, Iowa goes to Stirtz, and he consistently finds a way to generate offense, keeping Iowa competitive throughout each and every game, and just looks like one of the best players in the nation. Next is Christian Anderson, who lands at number 13 in my list after fully embracing his role as Texas Tech's offensive engine this year as a sophomore. He's averaging nearly 20 points and 7.5 assists while shooting 42.5% from deep, and Anderson has become one of the nation's most productive ball screen players, leading the country in points scored out of pick and roll actions, because he can pull up, he can drive to the basket, or he can get it to his big when they're rolling, and he creates over 40 points per game for this Texas Tech team. And him and JT Toppin are one of the best duos in the country, and Anderson consistently makes the right read under pressure, and when he's handling the ball, the offense stays calm for the Red Raiders and looks to be one of the best teams in the nation. Coming in at my number 12 spot is Graham Ike from Gonzaga, and he is one of the most dependable interior scorers that we have in college basketball. He's averaging 18 points and 8.5 rebounds per game while shooting over 54% from the floor, and Ike consistently establishes position. He's able to finish through contact, and he punishes defenders when he gets space in the paint, and it's just one of the reasons why I have Gonzaga so high in my top 25 rankings right now. His scoring instincts and touch make him a constant threat, and his decision making continues to improve, and at times he's even able to step out to the three-point line and hit shots from there as well. And when he starts attacking downhill, defenses struggle to contain him, and his steady production and physical presence have made him a central piece of Gonzaga's offense all season long. At number 11, I have my first freshman on this list, and that's Kingston Flemings from Houston, and he has built a reputation already as one of the most clutch players in the country. He's averaging 16 points, 5 assists, and 2 steals while shooting 42% from 3, and Flemings leads the nation's in KenPom's metrics of game MVPs at 11, including every Houston game against top-tier competition, where he's averaged 22 points and 5.5 assists against those teams, and he consistently delivers in late-game moments and impacts both ends of the floor. Fleming's poise, defensive activity, and his fearless shot making are well above and beyond his years as a freshman and have made him the most dependable player on a loaded Houston roster this season. And jumping into the top 10, I have Tyler Tanner at number 10 after driving Vanderbilt's perfect undefeated start to the year. He's averaging 17 points, 5.5 assists, and 2.5 steals while shooting 42% from 3 as a shorter guard, and his speed and handle just allow him to consistently create separation from defenders, whether pushing the tempo or attacking in the half court, and he pairs that with quickness and strong passing instincts that regularly sets up his teammates for clean looks. And Tanner's efficiency as a scorer and his ability to control the game have fueled Vanderbilt's rise up the rankings this season and turning him into one of the most impactful guards in the country, and he for sure deserves to be on this list. But at number 9 is a guard I think has been even better than Tyler Tanner this year, and that's Darius Acuff from Arkansas, as he has emerged as the most productive freshman guard in all of college basketball to me. He's averaging 20 points, 6 assists, while shooting over 43% from the three-point line, and against ranked opponents, Acuff even elevates his game further, averaging over 21 points and nearly 7 assists per game, and he consistently shoulders the offensive load for this Razorback team and delivers big performances against elite competition that we've seen time and time again. And while defense remains a question for him, I do think he's gotten a little better on that end throughout the season. But Acuff's scoring versatility and shot making have kept Arkansas competitive in marquee matchups and is a big reason why I have the Hogs winning the SEC this year. And his overall offensive impact is impossible to overlook. And at the number 8 spot, we have another Texas Tech Red Raider, and this time it's JT Toppin, who just continues to produce elite numbers with remarkable consistency. Last year, he won the Big 12 Player of the Year, and this year, he's going to be in the running again. And so far on the season, he's averaging 21 points, 11 rebounds, and 2 blocks, while shooting 55% from the field. And Toppin ranks among the national leaders in both scoring and rebounding already, and he anchors Texas Tech on both ends of the floor. His physicality and touch around the rim and the defensive presence that he has makes him a constant matchup problem for anyone in the country. And this year, he has career highs across the board, which reflect his growth even after an amazing year last season for Texas Tech, and his ability to dominate games without forcing offense has solidified Toppin as one of the most reliable stars in all of college basketball. Coming in at number 7 is Labaron Philon from Alabama, and Philon has flourished in his sophomore year as being the focal point of Alabama's high-powered offense. He's averaging 21.5 points and 5 assists while leading the Tide in scoring, assists, steals, and field goal percentage, which is crazy to think about with how offensive focused this team is. And Philon's tight handle and explosive first step allow him to reach his spots with ease, and he scores efficiently once he gets there. He also consistently creates opportunities for himself and others and just makes the offense hum overall for the Crimson Tide. And he sits near the top of the national scoring leaderboard and has positioned himself as one of the strongest contenders for SEC Player of the Year this season. At the number 6 spot is maybe the best point guard in the entire country right now, and that's Braden Smith from Purdue. And in the preseason, I actually had Smith as my preseason Player of the Year, and he's had an incredible season, but there's just a lot of other guys that have been playing even better. But still, what he has done so far is not to be ashamed of. He's averaging 13.5 points and a nation-leading 9.5 assists while shooting nearly 40% from the three-point line. And Smith controls the tempo with precision for Purdue, and can he consistently make the right decision in pick and roll situations and just runs the offense with a lot of success. He broke the Big Ten's career assist record already and remains the engine behind the country's most efficient offense for the Boilermakers. His basketball IQ and shooting gravity has to keep defenses honest as well, and even without eye-popping scoring totals, Smith's overall ability to organize and elevate everyone around him remains unmatched and is one of the reasons he's so high on these rankings. At number 5, I have Yaxel Lendeborg from Michigan, and he has delivered elite production for the Wolverines despite limited minutes, and that's in large part due to Michigan blowing out a lot of the teams that they've played so far. He's averaging 15 points, 7 rebounds, 3.5 assists, 1.5 blocks, and 1.5 steals while shooting 55% from the field, and as you can tell from those stats, he does just about everything for this Michigan team. And the Wolverines' dominant start has reduced his workload, but his impact is undeniable whenever he's on the floor. And Lendeborg earned MVP honors at the Players Era Festival, which had a lot of top-tier talent, and he has thrived at the Power Conference level so far. And his versatility, the efficiency that he brings, and his two-way presence have been central to Michigan's start to the year and makes him one of the most valuable players in the country. But coming in at the number 4 spot, I have Caleb Wilson from North Carolina, and he is off to an extraordinary freshman campaign for the Tar Heels. Wilson is averaging 19.5 points and 11 rebounds while leading North Carolina in points, rebounds, blocks, and steals. And Wilson already owns double digits, double-doubles, and has delivered consistent production each and every night that he's played for the Tar Heels, scoring at least 13 points in every game. And his physical presence, the rim protection that he brings, and the ability to finish through contact make him a dominant interior force even as a freshman. And Wilson impacts games on both ends of the floor, combining his energy and skill and the nightly consistency that he brings, which has helped place him firmly among the nation's elite players and near the top of the conversation for National Player of the Year. At number 3 is maybe the most underrated player though, and that's Joshua Jefferson from Iowa State, and he has been the ultimate all-around force for an undefeated Cyclone squad. He's averaging 17.5 points, 8 rebounds, and 5 assists while shooting efficiently from both the field and beyond the arc. Jefferson fills every statistical column, contributing as a scorer, facilitator, and he's an elite defender as well. And at 6'9", he blends his size with skill, functioning as both a playmaking hub and an interior presence. And his versatility and consistency separate him nationally from most, and the impact that he has extends far beyond the raw numbers that you see, and is helping drive Iowa State to their best start in program history this year. And coming in at the number 2 spot, I have AJ Dybantsa from BYU, and although I have him as my number 1 player in college basketball, right now I do think he's a little behind in the National Player of the Year race, but not too far, and he has put together one of the most dominant stretches of the season that we've seen. He's averaging 23 points, 7 rebounds, and 4 assists while shooting 58% from the field, and since early December, his production has soared even more, showcasing elite scoring, playmaking, and defensive activity that we weren't really expecting from him. But Dybantsa has become the engine behind BYU's success so far, and he consistently delivers in high-profile moments, and his ability to take over games on both ends has tightened the race at the top for me, and his trajectory continues pointing sharply upward, and I'm predicting by the end of the year, it's going to be him at the top. But as of right now, at the number 1 spot, it has to be Cameron Boozer, and he remains the clear frontrunner for the National Player of the Year award right now. He's averaging 23.5 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, while shooting 58% from the field and 37% from 3, which is impressive for a big. And Boozer leads Duke in points, rebounds, assists, and steals, which is something that we saw last year from Cooper Flagg, so it would be impressive if he was able to repeat that same success, which he is doing so far. And he consistently produces against every competition that he goes up against, and defenses have yet to find an answer for him over a full game, and when his outside shot is falling, he becomes nearly unstoppable for the Blue Devils, and Duke's offense flows through Boozer night after night, and he continues to deliver at an elite level, and we haven't seen any signs of it stopping. And with all of the talent that we have in college basketball, the National Player of the Year race is going to get even better and better. But let me know in the comments down below who you think is going to win the National Player of the Year award this season. Also, if you enjoyed the content, don't forget to drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.